Happy Friday, everybody. I know it's been like probably about a week since I've done a chronicle and wanted to go ahead and put one out there. Some comments going on. And once again, this is a topic that I'm really, really, really sensitive about and very sympathetic and empathetic about. So I definitely wanted to bring it to the surface. I'm sure everybody's been hearing about it, about Asia Argento, and she's played in like she's a model, an actress. I don't know, she's directed some things, but anyways, she played in the one movie I remember from is from Triple X, which is with Vin Diesel. So, anyways, a report came out. TMZ put out some pictures and some half like typed up text messages that pretty much states or shows that Asia Argento raped Jimmy Bennett, which was this teenage cast member that he's an actress. At the time he was 17. This happened in 2013. So that's 5 years ago. So now he's considered an adult now, but at the time he was 17. And apparently she was, having sex with him. And in the pictures that I saw, you can't really tell that they're actually having sex, but they're obviously naked. I mean, that part you can tell. I mean, it's like from here, like right here, and the chest area right above the, this area, but it's like right here, right below the neck and up. And they're both in bed. And you can clearly see they're in bed. I mean, sheets and everything. And so what they're saying is that those pictures were taken immediately after they had sex. What's the kicker is, like I said, this happened in 2013. Let me give you all the facts first. This happened at a hotel in LA, in California, back in 2013. It was months, just like a few months after he had turned 17. So it wasn't like he was 17, about to be 18, because the age of consent in California, because each state is different. Like in the state I live in, the age of consent is 16. And there's like one or two caveats to that, but pretty much is 16. Well, in the state of California, the age of consent is 17. I'm sorry, 18. And this young man had just turned 17. So he went from 16 to 17. He wasn't even close to 18. He had just had a birthday and just turned 17. So it wasn't like she could be like, oh, he was about to turn 18 and that. No. That's incorrect. Anyways, so apparently she has, paid him a lump sum back then to keep him quiet. And somehow or another, they're saying that they're not sure how, but somehow or another, these pictures were leaked to TMZ. And like I said, some of these like half typed up or text messages were also released to TMZ, and TMZ has released it to the public. And it's about her Asia messages to, I think they're saying a friend of hers, where she admits that she had sex with him and that she didn't know he was a minor until after, I guess, she presented with the monetary agreement that they all came to a decision on. And so anyways, that was 5 years ago. I don't know what prompted like this to come out now, seeing as how it's been 5 years and now he's a grown man. I don't know if this is part of the whole Me Too movement. I'm not sure what this is associated with. I'm just reporting the facts, okay? And apparently they're saying that they're not sure where the pictures came from because he signed a disclosure agreement, an NDA, so that he couldn't talk about it. When you get paid off like that, they're going to make you sign an NDA because they don't want you to come back. It's almost like reneging, right? So you're going to take their money and then you're going to go back and still tell the story. And you can't do that. So, I mean, but if you've given the pictures to someone else in confidence and you say, well, I was sharing it with my friend or my mom or my sister, whatever. If they didn't sign the NDA, they can do whatever the hell they choose to do. And like I said, I'm not. They didn't really specify what was the reason that this all of a sudden came out. But I mean, I looked at the pictures, and regardless of if there's actual sexual activity going on in the actual picture, it doesn't matter. That's my 17-year-old son in bed with a grown-ass woman. At the time, she was 37. He was 17. I mean, although I'm all about, you know, people enjoying each other regardless of, whatever, but he need to be legal. Like, he need to at least be 18. And that's, and just to be on the safe side, at least let him be 18 in any state. That way you covered. Just what happens you in a state where the age of consent is 17. You have sex with them there. Excuse me. So anyway, TMZ published it, put it out there. And then I guess the New York Times got a hold of this. And they're the ones that actually, I guess, kind of came at Asia, asking her questions, reaching out to her lawyer. And NYT didn't get any feedback. Like, the lawyers wouldn't respond. They said that they were going to give her like 4 days, or the lawyer 4 days, to get back with them to respond, because apparently the documents that they have are legit. And they're saying that, it does give some incriminating feedback about the relationship between the two. So she's not really speaking about it. But anyways, she claims the reason, because they asked, the question was, if you didn't have sex with him, if nothing went on between the two of you, why were you paying him? Why did you pay him? And, they didn't, it was a, undisclosed amount, so they don't tell you how much. And her response was, and I don't know if this is just a general, like, response that all, people that are in the limelight get, but she said that he fell on, economic hard times or hardships. Girl, bye. So she helped him out, because he's a kid, and, she wanted to help him out and see him, succeed and all of that. So she gave him some money. Like I said, I don't know the amount. If I knew the amount, I could really, really argue that point, because it's one thing to do, to be like, economic hardship versus you fucking paying him off. But that's going to be clear that there's a big difference. If you're like, oh, I gave him $500 versus you gave him $50,000. I mean, I'm just giving an example. These numbers are not representative of anything. I'm just saying 500 versus 50,000, that's a huge difference. He's 17 years old. What the fuck you need $50,000 for? 500, I'd be like, okay, you want to help him with his rent or help him with some school books or some shit like that. But 5,000? And like I said, I just made up those numbers. But you see what I'm saying? That's a big difference, right? The economic hardship, and I want to help him because he's a young kid, versus I want to shut his ass up so he knows that I fucked him. I mean, that's two different things, right? Okay. But at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck if she whatever. But you in bed with my kid. He's 17, barely 17. And it's in a picture. You can't fucking argue that shit. And don't go with the whole, it was, Photoshop, bitch, bye. You in the picture with this boy who was a kid, and you laying next to him. You can explain it however you want, but you shouldn't be in bed with him in any shape, form, or fashion. You're not his mama. You're not his relative. You know what I'm saying? So whether you want to admit you had sexual relations with this young man or not, you still in bed with him. And I mean, I'm telling you, you look at the pictures, you can Google that shit. You see like how it's like from here and up, and she is clearly naked. It's not like no two-piece around, nothing. Like, bitch, you just got finished fucking. Like, I know what that looked like. Hello? We know what that all looked like. We're adults. And so anyways, she's just saying that she was just trying to help him out. And the fact of the matter is that now it's, it's all out. Now, she's the daughter of a filmmaker. Dario Argento is her dad. He's a well-known filmmaker. And she's been married, and she's had a partner. And what's interesting, because I, of course, researched her ass. She had been married for some years. She has 2 kids. 2013 is when she got divorced from her husband. And 2013 is when this took place. Isn't that interesting? I mean, really. So I think there's something to that. And I mean, obviously that's not like, cold hard evidence. Those motherfucking pictures is cold hard evidence. But I'm just saying that, like, to me, she going through a rough time. She's wanting to feel wanted, and all she feels alone. You know how that is. We've all gone through breakups. I should have, I don't care if it's a divorce or a long-term relationship, whatever it is. You go through those different emotions. Anger, you're angry, you're hurt. Sometimes people go into a depression. You want to be, you want to get revenge. I mean, there's so many different levels to breakups, and you don't give a shit. So maybe this was a rebound for her. I don't know. And for her to be like, this young man's an actress. So for her to be like, oh, I didn't know his age. Bitch, you could have Googled his ass. And you telling me he never told you that. And how did this even transpire for them to even get to this point? Like, what gave you the idea that this is what you should do? Honestly. So I'm like, okay, that's crazy as fuck. So, I mean, and I understand, you get of age. Like, I'm 41 now. And I do have a crush. Obviously, I'm not going to do anything. I mean, it's just, as you know, I'm not single. So, that's not going down. But if ever, I'm just saying, if ever that does happen where I end up being single, Quincy Taylor Brown, the son of Albie Sher and Kim Porter, the adopted son of Sean P. Diddy, if ever, I will be, that's my crush. But that young man is a grown-ass man. He's 27. Okay, so, and he likes older women. He dates older women. He's been connected with Amber Rose and Kourtney Kardashian. And Kourtney Kardashian is like 12 years older than him at the time. So I'm just throwing it out there that I understand the, that attraction, to a younger man. And that's, I'm with the younger man, so I get it. But I'm just like, that's not the norm for me. I was always the opposite. I was like older men. But I know, now that there's this whole thing about cougars and all that, there's that, that appeal. And I totally get it. But bitch, you need to at least make sure that motherfucker legal though. Like, you smashing and he a kid. And she got 2 kids. So I'm like, how would you feel if those were your kids? You know what I'm saying? And some older man or some older woman was smashing your kids and they're barely grown. Seriously, like, that's hella sick. Because I wouldn't want nobody doing that to my daughter. So I'm like, what? That's ridiculous. But anyway, yeah, I heard about that and I was like, yo, that's fucked up. These folks are out of control. They're out of control. And like I said, this Me Too movement is something serious. Okay? But now males are coming out the closet. I'm just saying. It, like, yo, people need to be like careful and what I'm saying, be mindful of what the fuck is going on with what they doing. Like, you need to clarify, you need to confirm, you need to do all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because true talk, like when I was a teenager, I was built like a grown-ass woman, like at an early age, okay? So I totally get like with the dudes or whatever, but at the end of the day, like, a child is a child. I don't give a fuck how she's built. Like, you're not supposed to be running up in her. And same thing with a grown-ass woman. Like, this lady was 37 when this young man was 17. I mean, what the fuck is he gonna do? I mean, whether he got a big dick or not, that's like not even the point. I mean, he's 17. He got so many more years and experiences that he need to go through before he come my way. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, I mean, because even grown ass men my age, I'm like, you need to go back to the drawing board, bruh, and try some new shit, because this shit's whack. So let alone a kid like that who was, relatively newly experienced. Fuck does that? That's some ridiculous type shit. So anyway, yeah, I wanted to report that because I thought that was crazy. I'm trying to see what else I wanted to tell y'all. So let's see. Okay, so I was telling you about the New York Times, right? So Danielle Rhodes Ha, she is the spokeswoman for New York Times. She's the one that reached out to Asia's lawyer to first get a comment or a confirmation or denial, whatever. And of course, Asia is denying it, but she's not responding to Danielle and New York Times. And I guess on this text message that they're reporting, one where Asia admitted, and like I said, I think it was a text that she sent to one of her friends after she had sex with him. And she said, I just had sex with him. And she said, I didn't know he was a minor until I got the letter saying that he was going to sue her unless she paid him. And then shortly after, she paid him. But also, the text message said, the New York Times is going to get a hold of the story, blah 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 blah, whatever whatever. So anyway, I guess, these text messages have come out just recently, and because it's in response to what she's being told, being asked, and I mean, she's being crucified because rape goes both ways, y'all. Like I keep saying it, I mean, there's a smaller population that it happens to men, but society has put such a stigma on it that it's hard for a man to come out. It's hard enough for a woman, let alone a man, because you're supposed to be, so masculine and macho and strong and all that. And it's like, things happen, it can happen to anybody, man or female. It doesn't matter the ethnicity or the age. It can happen. People can be taken advantage of. People can be raped. People can be abused. It happens. It's not just women. It can happen to men as well. So, I'm not sure if this person that put this, because with there being a NDA on file, I'm not really sure if Jimmy would have put that out, right? So it could have been someone else close to him, or someone else that he cares about, or maybe a girlfriend that he's with now. I don't know. But at the end of the day, somebody put it out or got it to TMZ, and then they released it. So even if he didn't, because of the, non-disclosure, somebody did. And, now Asia ass is under fire. So I'm like, y'all need to take this shit serious. So respond, comment, tell me what you think about this. How would you feel if that was your 17-year-old son, barely 17-year-old son, and he's having sex with an older woman, much older? I'm talking about 20 years older. And you are not aware of it, and whatever the case may be, maybe he's traumatized, maybe he's not, I don't know. But comment, speak on it, let me know what you think. And like I said, give me some ideas. For those that are following me, I appreciate those few followers that I have, subscribers that I have. I appreciate that. For those that have commented or liked, I appreciate that. If you don't like it, tell me that too. Thumb down on that ass. If you like it, thumb it up. Put a comment down below, whatever it is. Let me know, and spread the word. And like I said, let's have an open dialogue and see what else we want to discuss. All right, good folks, I'm out. It's Friday. The munchkin is back, so I'm gonna try to get into a little something and go from there. I hope to hear from you, and if I don't talk to you guys again this weekend, have a great weekend. Enjoy yourself. Don't let anybody rain in your parade, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Peace out.